Oh god, oh god. 911. Please, please, please.
Hello, this is 911. What's the nature of your emergency?
There's a double robbery happening in broad daylight. Please send someone over.
Okay, ma'am. I need you to stay calm. Can you give me the address of the robbery?
I'm in the middle of Skull Division. Crucial matches are happening right now.
Skull Division? Wait, matches. What? Are you
Yes,
calling
the
for?
matches are being stolen in broad daylight.
Ma'am, this is an emergency hotline. All right. I don't care about what's going on for your sports league or anything like that for your football game, but this is
Football. This is for Pokemon matches.
Pokemon matches.
Yeah.
We're sending the SWAT team to your location right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Double Dip Draft Week 4 analysis. I am White Loaf, coach of the Bayou Belly Bulls, and I'm joined today by
Aurora, coach of the Hoonsbrook Hunters, and Skull Division, week 4. I was about to say Aqua. Fuck me.
the streams are getting crossed a little
What?
bit.
Yeah, what a week it has been.
Yes, it is. It has most certainly been a week across all divisions. But Skull especially, as you heard from the intro there's a little bit of shenanigans going on here.
Yeah, there's a little bit of shenanigans going on, indeed. But we'll get into the details of that later. Like, going into this week, we have like some weird ass standings. Notably, like both Claire and Pimp not being in top cuts and also forced to fight each other this week.
Yes, fighting to get back into that top 4 placement. Although even then, that depends on how the rest of these matches go. If the other top 4 members are able to stay on top, then I think even, especially given how Claire's matches have been going lately, they have a lot of differential to make up to be able to pass over any of the other like top 4 spots right now.
Yeah, honestly, both the Sylveons and the Manectrics are both 2-1 going into this week with very low differentials. The Sydney's being 0, the Manectrics being -1. So they're definitely looking to shore up that number as well as their number of wins to try and keep that place in playoffs secure, because like any person getting to 2 wins is likely to push them down just because of the differential difference.
Yeah, absolutely. But with that being said, I think it's time to get into our first match. What do you say?
Indeed it is, and the first match this week has been played on Monday, by the way,
Yep.
between Spood of the Southtown Sandslashers versus Shamal of the Golden Gate Gibles.
Yeah. So, looking at the team, we have Rain again with Shamal. Not a whole lot has changed. Instead of Rillaboom, we have Ludicolo. That's about it.
Instead of one grass type, we have the other one.
Yep. And then on Spood's team, it also looks kind of similar to what it did last week, actually. We've got Grafai again. We've got, our Chomp. We've got our Terra Captain, Galarian Corsola. I think the main difference is no Hatterene. I think I remember Hatterene being there last week.
Yeah, Hatterene is swapped out for what, Thundurus?
I think actually it might be Grafai. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't remember. This match happened
Either
on
way,
Monday, the other match happened a week ago.
Yeah, but both of these people like showed up with like the same model car as usual, but different components on the inside.
Yep.
Namely movesets and EVs and such.
Yeah. So let's get underway. Let's see how it goes. So opting to lead off with our Galarian Corsola. Definitely doesn't want Terra right now just because Hurricane will hurt. but getting a nice cheeky little burn just kind of slowly chip down Archulodon.
Yeah, start getting that chip in, and setting up the Amnesia to try and make this thing tough to not just keep up with the special attack boosts from the Electro shots, but to like outpace them even. And it doesn't matter.
Yep, that is a unfortunate crit from Draco Meteor. And then a little bit of a blunder here. We do think that the disable is for the Draco Meteor, not for the Electro Shot. So Spood opts to switch in Guard Chomp, try and set up with Swords Dance, and then just gets blown up for it.
Yeah, slight error on Spood's ends, ending up casting the Guard Chomp. Luckily, like Spood immediately can get revenge by getting the Thunder on the Tornadoes, knocking that thing out, so no regenerator nonsense for once.
Also, I love the Snarl on Archulodon, so that Electro Shot isn't actually gaining more power. However, it's still doing a lot more damage than he's able to do to it right now. So
yeah, and Spood like predicting a switch from Shamal there, Shamal opting to just stay in. And lucky for Spood, it ended up getting full parrot, so it does not launch an attack into the baby Palafin, because that could have hurt. That could have been the end of that Palafin right there.
It very well could have, yeah. But right now, you know, just throwing out blows. Both opponents are getting like pretty like good reads on each other. Like for the most part, like again, like Spood was able to snipe that Tornadus. He's able to get the close combat on Archulodon. Shamal is playing very defensively, able to get good switches on the opposing Pokemon, and then both sides are kind of missing like some crucial reads here and there.
Yeah, like Spood has been trying to get that Cobalion to do anything, but it just keeps close combating into flying types and full twitching on everything else.
Another misread, you know, we're going for the poison jab, but King Gamut gets to just come out for free. But King Gamut doesn't have anything to really be able to hit Archulodon, or not Archulodon, Cobalion very well. And at that point, like, it stays in and just eats a close combat.
Yeah, it's a pretty late for Spood to be setting up rocks, but he does recognize that despite the fact that the game is starting to approach like an end game scenario, these rocks are gonna be pretty important.
And the prank
with Pelipper down, with Pelipper down, going for the Sunny Day and putting an end to Shamal's range shenanigans. Now leaving his team to be not speed boosted anymore with the Swift Swim, and the water type moves that he's throwing out not boosted anymore by the rain.
Yep, this now leads Cobalion to be faster, you know, gets a close combat, doesn't manage to kill, but since we did see this thing as Life Orb, even with that sun boosted Weather Ball, it is going to go down and giving Spood a nice 1-0 victory against Shamal, a very close first match of this week.
Yeah, had that King Gambit like gotten an attack off on that Palafin, and if it killed, I'm not sure if it would. I'm not sure how bulky baby Palafin is because it never gets hit ever. The outcome would have been different here. It would have been Shamal's game instead.
Yeah.
At least everything else like goes the same. Like obviously, like Spood would have played differently in the circumstances, so it's hard to fully tell.
Yeah, it's you know, Spood's matches lately, from what I've been able to like gather, is he kind of has like the Goku treatment lately, which is, you know, the second he gets put in the back foot, he just kind of like locks in and gets like maybe a little bit of plot armor here and there. But for the most part, he mainly just locks in and is able to just do a lot of damage really quickly.
Yeah, Spood still not having dropped the game thus far, and with everybody else having dropped at least one, as long as he can keep winning, the differential won't matter. So even though it's a 1-0 victory, it's a victory, and that's the most important number that Spoot's currently looking at.
Exactly. The diff does not matter as long as your W's are higher.
Exactly.
But looking at the next match on our list, we have Milo of the Canadian Clod Squad versus Firebolt of the Northern Ninetales. Yeah, looking at this match, we do see a fair bit of different Pokemon, especially on Firebolt's side. For Milo's side, it's not too different. I mean, we do see Mega Aerodactyl this time around. But, we've got our typical Klefki. We've got our Toxapex, Great Tusk, Hisuian Avalugg, Terra Captain Hisuian Avalugg. Sorry, my mistake. And of course, Milo's very annoying Dusclops.
Yeah, Dusclops is a sack of shit. And supported by both Avalugg and Toxapex, he can really play the long game. And look at Aerodactyl and then at Firebolt's team. That thing has an amazing matchup into it.
Yes, it does. Dual Wing Beat just absolutely shreds Virizion. Earthquake can hit, Mega Ampharos and Ceruledge.
And Nidoking.
And Nidoking, yes.
And Stone Edge cleans up the rest.
I don't know why I always forget Nidoking is poison as well. Is Nidoking and Nidoqueen the only poison in ground?
I don't know. I mean, their evolution lines, but
I don't even think they're. I think they're the rest of their evolution lines are actually just poison.
Really?
I think so.
Wooper and Clodsire exist.
Yep, never mind. There we go. All right. Either way, though, let's get into the match. Also, no Alolan Sandslash this time, which I thought was
Firebolt opting to bring the Ninetales mostly as Auroraville support.
Yeah.
Which I feel with how offensive and quick his team is, fortifying the bulk for it, using that is it's a good play. It's a good way to go about it.
I agree. Getting a nice cheeky Nightshade on the Ceruledge, and then that Poltergeist does so much damage.
Yeah, 58% into a Toxapex is frankly ridiculous. Even 37 into an Avalugg is a frankly ludicrous amount of damage.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is not enough to where he can't just recover it off, and that's exactly what Milo opts to do.
Mm-hmm. Going back out into the Dusclops, from here, clicking Dragon Pulse, hoping, if Great Tusk comes in, it's at least going to take some chip, but that Pain Split just going to put it almost back at full. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Dusclops is funny in that its HP is extraordinarily low. So it can Pain Split into even half HP Pokemon and get recovery off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good read here going into the Virizion, taking the headlong rush.
Yep. Unfortunately, Dusclops just comes back out and it takes, what was that, 10%? 18%?
18% from the energy ball, so basically nothing.
Yeah.
Ceruledge's able to just barely live one more Nightshade, but this Dusclops has brought Shadow Sneak.
Yep, presumably just to be able to snipe that, barely holding on Ceruledge.
And maybe any, Focus Sash Pokemons that finish them off, because Milo doesn't have much in terms of priority.
And now here we see Nidoking trying to break through this Dusclops, but, literally throwing everything it has at it, but it's just not able to break through that light screen. And with that, Dusclops is going to be able to get another kill with Nightshade. Mega Ampharos is going to come out, and, behind light screen, again, I think it's just not going to do that much damage that it needs to.
Yeah, I actually wonder why Firebolt wasn't just spamming the Earth Power there, because it was doing more damage. Because like with sheer force, you're not fishing for a freeze. You can't freeze. That's the whole point of sheer force.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that Stone Edge miss is huge on Milo's end though. Firebolt getting up the Aurora Veil, and now is suddenly in a much more comfortable position.
Yep, able to get off a nasty plot. Milo going for the recover, knowing that one more Blizzard wouldn't kill, but look at that damage from that. That's one nasty plot, and all of a sudden, 84% is gone. Doesn't even need to click Blizzard again, just goes for Freeze Dry.
Yeah, no Steel type move coming out of Milo there, like with the Terror Boost, even through Aurora Veil, that would have done it in. And now we just like rapidly start like trading some Pokemon like back and forth and back and forth.
Yep. We get to see Darkrai come out. It switches out, opting to not try and break through this Toxapex, and a nice cheeky little taunt, just so that way Toxapex can't spam recover.
Yep.
And here
Fireballs.
Scald Burns don't exist.
Yeah, for some reason, like, Skull just has not been working properly. Like, we should get in touch with the Pokemon, of the people over at Showdown.com. Because, like, what has been happening this season makes no sense.
Yeah. Great Energy Ball on the switch there, not letting Klefki get up another light screen. But yeah, also, I do genuinely think at this point, some numbers might have gotten switched around. I think Scald and Ice Beam's percentages got swapped.
Yeah, it's interesting that Milo went for Psychic Fangs there on the Virizion. Like, if this thing had dual Wing Beat, I would have loved to see that.
Yeah.
Because, like, if Ampharos comes in, like, you just swap to Earthquake. You don't need to really worry about that thing.
And there, we saw, like, at the very end, pretty sure this Darkrai was Scarf, yep. Able to outspeed the Mega Aerodactyl, and just secure a kill with Psychic.
Yep, and honestly, very well played by Firebolt, taking his first win finally.
Yes, finally. Getting a nice, clean 3-0, can't be upset about that.
Yeah, nice, very middle of the road differential, but like the differential in this division is kind of whack anyway, so you just like you take what you can get.
Listen, at this point, I don't think differential matters, especially from Firebolt's perspective. It is kind of mostly just getting the W's. It's kind of the main thing.
Yeah, the W's are like pretty evenly spread out like in this division, so they are pretty important to secure. Where like the differential is more so about exact placing rather than probably like making it to playoffs or not.
Yeah. That being said, one of the people in top 4 has a differential of 0, so you don't need to worry too much. But yeah.
Exactly. But, that first win, let's see if Firebolt is able to keep up the momentum and do the same with his remaining 3 matches.
Yeah. All right.
But speaking of matches and 3, our third match today... I know how to do transitions. I'm a grown adult. It's not Pimp of the Kracked Kricketunes versus Claire of the Maryland Manectrics. Both of these are currently just like barely not in for playoffs contention with the standings going into this week. And they are very much looking to get their third win for Claire, second win for Pimp, and shore up that differential a little bit.
Yeah. No, not Pimp, having a bit of a rough season, had a great first game, and then after that just has kind of barely been beaten out. Week 2, I think, was against Spood. Just could not break that Galarian Corsola. And then week 3 was... Who was week 3 again? Oh, gosh.
You can watch our week 3 video and find out.
Was it Shamal? No. That's actually going to bother me so bad. You keep talking. I'm going to look this up.
Okay, I was about to say, like, you keep talking, I'll look it up, but that's fine. Yeah, so both of these players like very much looking to get their first win here. Claire also very much struggling to get like much use out of Diancie so far. She did bring it again here, Mega Diancie. It's fast magic bounce. It's got some good shit going on. Meanwhile, NotPimp, who kind of strayed a little bit off of the core chain sticky web plan of his team last week, opts to go right back to it with 3 defined/competitive Pokemon and the 2 enablers, namely Cinderace and Galvantula. It was what got him his initial victory, so we'll have to see when we get into this match, whenever Nick has done figuring out who Pimp fought last week.
Actually, oh, it's Kui.
Oh
right.
yeah, when he did, he didn't have the answer for Milotic.
Yep.
Yeah, the Milotic.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, they're both these players chomping at the bit to get that win. Only one of them can get it. Let's see who does it.
Yep.
Yeah, Claire has been playing this very like slow and bulky, but like decently heavy hitting team. Avalok, Hydrapple, Muck, all like decent offense, and Lantern more of a wall and like a slow switcher to get the right thing in front of the right Pokemon.
Yeah.
Interestingly, we also saw that this Wheezing is not Levitate; it's neutralizing gas, presumably, so it can use Will-O-Wisp on Diancie.
Yeah, that's the best guess. I mean, it also does cancel out Arena Trap, but, something that has been established as well is that Levitate also negates Arena Trap.
Yeah, Levitate does that anyway, so you wouldn't have been trapped by the Dougie either way.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're trapped and you're levitating, then like what's Dougie gonna do against this thing?
Yeah. And then here we've got, the Galarian Articuno just coming out trying to click buttons again, but that Hydrapple is just so bulky. It takes nothing. I'm actually kind of surprised that Cinderace lives a hit from Earth Power from this thing.
Yep, but Cinderace coming in to take the webs back over to Pimp's side so he can start activating those abilities he's been relying on, and this U-turn dealing 50 already is crazy.
Yeah. All of a sudden, that bulky wall, like all those bulky walls on Claire's side, just don't really love any of these hits. Terra Water, going for Body Press, NotPimp not wanting to stay in against that. I'm gonna go for a Wisp. Does unfortunately miss, and then takes a huge Fickle Beam, but just like that, it's like nothing even happened.
Pain Split's a funny move, and both Dusclops and Wheezing make very good use of it because of their low base HPs. Claire seemingly a bit nervous to like keep trying to go for the Fickle Beam, attempting to go for like reads instead.
Yeah.
But it ends up not getting them great. The natural like lower HP focus sash on this thing, by the way.
Now able to safely switch, get a little bit back up, but Claire opting instead to just go ahead and sack it. Let Hydrapple go down.
Claire kind of realizing that's like giving free like damage on her more healthy Pokemon into Pokemon that are at double their offensive ability. Probably for the best not to do that. And this is Diancie. Is it missing Diamond Storm?
Claire and Mega Diancie are cursed. I'm sorry. Like, at this point, like I think Mega Diancie just wants me to talk about it. But
that's a big crit also into that Ogerpon, and this Rock Blast hits for 5 times, exactly knocking out this Ogerpon, which you might be thinking like, oh, okay, loaded dice Duck Trio.
You're
no,
wrong.
This thing's Focus Sash.
Yeah, Sash Dougie out here stealing from the bank.
So like a crit into a 5-hit Rock Blast is less than 1% chance to happen.
And they're, opting to go for the Will-O-Wisp, trying to burn the Avalugg, and instead Dugtrio gets to just come out, click a button for free. And now, even with that +3 attack, that knockoff is just barely gonna do over like 60.
Yeah, Avalugg is so bulky on the physical side, it's insane. Terrablast knocking it out.
Yep.
Player of putting a dent in it, but not quite enough damage. And this cool little 6 HP poison Dougie that killed an Ogerpon it had no business killing comes in, finishes off the Articuno, and just runs away with this game in complete robbery.
Yep. The Dugtrio, like, wearing the sash over its eyes to mask its identity, getting to go in and just freely still clear a free game, a free W, and that putting Claire above Not Pimp in the draft league.
Yeah, Claire now at 3-1, Not Pimp at 1-3, which is, it's nuts. Like, Pimp is good. Pimp has won the first off season we ever did, and has consistently placed high and well in seasons after that. And he's just struggling so hard, and this is like due to no full on his own. Like, in basically every other universe, he wins this match.
Yeah. But not this one. Not this universe.
Yeah, not the one that we actually find ourselves in, and Claire taking another 1-0, which, like, last week she had a close match. This week is just straight up, like, stealing to get another win.
Mm-hmm.
The differential isn't moving anywhere, but the wins are moving, well, at the same rate as the differential, actually.
Yeah. And with that, we have one final match. Our final match is Kui of the Sydney Sylveons versus Lysander Wolf of the San Antonio Jolteons. Evolution fights.
Okay, let's do a fun game. Let's count all the evolutions. Okay, cool, we're done.
Yeah. Yep, 0. But yeah, no. Looking at the team, Kui, for the most part, I think these are just the same Pokemon. I don't know if it's the same set, but
Mega Absol wasn't here.
Was Mega Absol?
Either last week or the week before that. Like she
it
is
was something else.
like she's been swapping out like a Pokemon per week.
Yeah. And then on Lysander Wolf's side, we see that we see the double Terra captains again. Both Gastrodon and Porygon Z. We've got Metagross, Arcanine, Primarina, and Flygon.
Is this the first time Flygon's coming?
I don't think so. I think Flygon was here last week. I'm pretty confident we've seen Flygon at least one other time.
Yes, it's been brought twice total now, so it's been brought 1 week before.
Okay.
No Mimikyu, actually, is one thing I found very surprising about this match, because Mimikyu goes kind of insanely really hard into Koi's team.
Yeah. Yeah. But either way, let's see how this match goes.
We got Dragapult, we got Gastrodon. Dragapult just hard Draco immediately. Eats a Nerf power, doesn't do too much into it. 72 means it's like exactly in range of a second Draco. Kobe goes for it. And Lysander smartly swaps out.
Yeah.
Not wanting to be there.
Yeah, no, definitely cannot blame Kui for trying there. And then getting the Spore on Arcanine, very huge, and a funny little Bulldoze. Able to drop that speed, so even if it does wake up, it has to use extreme speed. At least
actually, I am actually like realizing like why did Koi Terra right there, and why did she go for Bullet Seed and not for Mach Punch?
And
then why does she not go for Mach Punch here? a very confusing series of events just went down, but like Breloom got its like job done. Like Arcanine's gone, and a bunch of other Pokemon are pretty decently chipped.
Yep, able to secure that kill, even clicking in the Sucker Punch, even though, clicking the Sucker Punch to make sure we get that kill on Porygon Z, and then Milotic with its Marble Scale, and then Primarina gets Energy Ball. For some reason.
Yeah. Could be interesting deciding to go into Rhydon on this thing, which not the play.
I mean, I imagine
but it does waste.
Yeah,
it does waste more time for the Toxic to deal more damage. And now this thing comes in, tries to Bolt Strike it, so it's not clicking V-Crate for once.
Yep.
But it ends up going into the Ground type, and now Gastrodon gets the heal.
Going for another Draco,
eating another Draco.
Yep. And going out into Victini just to take the Hyper Voice, because nothing else on the team really wants to take it.
Yeah, the Liquid Voice putting in some good work for Lysander here. This Primarina, like, barely able to live that play rough. The Toxic will claim it, but it will take the Mega Absol with it. And here we have a slight blunder. Lysander not realizing just how fast Dragapult is. Kind of just drops it against this thing.
Yeah.
However, like, the Earth Power on the thing, like, this game is now basically over. This Gastrodon, it hits over half with Terra Blast, so even if this Milotic keeps recovering, the game's over.
But wait. Are you sure about that? Because now we get a freeze. Milotic has to recover here or it dies from the burn. And at that point, now all of a sudden, a game that was over is, it's over for Kui. For Kui to win.
Yeah, it's over in Kui's favor. So, 100% there. Like, this was Lysander's game at the end. That Gastrodon beats this Milotic. It never really gets the chance to recover. But the one Ice Beam that Kui was able to sneak in there, getting that 10% free, and winning her this game.
This season is horrible when it comes to Ice Beam. Just...
Like, we had... I'm pretty sure, we had some, notes on last season with, RNG being, kind of crazy and out of control as well. But at least it was varied in what was happening. This is just, hey, Ice Beam freezes and Scald never burns.
I need to just start running Ice Beam on every Pokemon that gets it.
I mean, you could just run the Gen 1 strat of running Blizzard on everything.
Oh, you're so right. But I think it has to be Ice Beam specifically. Because we saw Blizzard come from the low in Ninetales and nothing got frozen.
Bro, you're so right. Yeah, no, it only Ice Beam freezes.
Yeah.
And the Ice Beams from Nidoking didn't freeze because they can't, and that's the only reason why they didn't. They were trying to. I 100% guarantee you, if that was Poison Point Nidoking, that would have been a freeze.
Maybe it was Poison Point, we don't know. But with that, let's take a look at our standings for week 4. Do you want to list off the top 4?
Sure, I will go ahead. The top 4 is currently 4-0, Spood undefeated still, +9 differential for him. As long as he can keep winning, he will keep on top. But he doesn't need to worry that much anyway. Because in second place is the Sydney Sylveons, 3-1 and +1 differential. There's a slight drop off here. Next we have the Maryland Manectrics, also 3-1 at a flat 0 differential. So they were next to each other at the beginning of this week, and they both barely came out 1-0. So they moved up a whole 1 differential each. Amazing. In fourth place, Canadian Clod Squad at an even 2-2 with a better differential than the Sydney Sylveons and Manectrics combined. I mean, +3.
This is so cursed. Alright. At 5th place, we have the Golden Gate Gibles, also at 2 wins, 2 losses, with a differential of 1. We have Kracked Kricketunes at 6 or in 6th place with 1 victory, 3 losses, with a differential of -1. We have the Northern Ninetales in 7th with 1 win, 1 or 3 losses, with a differential of -4. And finally, in 8th place, we have San Antonio Jolteons with 0 wins, 4 losses, and a differential of -9.
What on earth is going on with this division, dude?
I don't know. It is insane to me that 2nd place has a differential of 1.
It is insane to me that 2nd place as a person who is like played Gen 5 and now come to join us in Double Dip.
Yeah.
And it's just living up to the Australian ancestry of like needing to be a criminal to be there. Just stealing wins left and right with Melodic.
Like, I need, listen, just on the off chance you aren't watching the other, like, recaps, which, first of all, you absolutely should do, but I need you to understand, like, Magma Division is, like, a normal-looking, like, division, all things there. Like, you have, all of top 4 are, like, 3 wins, 1 losses, and the differential, like, it's still weird. The first place is a differential of 10, and then everyone else is a differential of 5. But, like, that
or
at least...
some multiple of 5.
Yeah. That at least, like, makes sense. You look at Aqua Division, you've got someone with a differential of 20, and then 2nd place at least has, like, a differential of 13. My differential 7. Just saying. And then you have Skull Division. Look at these numbers. Someone make them make sense.
Yeah, there's a lot happening here that just like doesn't add up in any way, shape, or form. The seeding is also like just completely out of whack. Like, we know Spood's good, like, so him being like 4-0 isn't too crazy, but that like definitely, like, that spot was in theory supposed to be Claire's, but Claire being 3-1, like, that's understandable. Though, like, 3-1 with 0 differential. What do you mean?
Like,
what the fuck are these wins? And what was this loss for this to be 0 differential?
Claire has barely won at least 2 of their matches. I don't remember what their first one or their first win looked like. But like, regardless, like, this, like, we're going on to week 5, and in theory, this is still anyone's game.
Yeah, though things are starting to get a bit more defined, because the very important number is 4.
Yeah.
4 is just over half. So, with the current standings, if Spood from here on loses everything, he will never fall below the San Antonio Jolteons. Just because, like, he can never have more losses than he currently does.
Yeah.
On the flip side, that Jolteons, if they win everything for now, can never overtake Spood.
Yep.
And as more people reach that dreaded 4 in either their win or their loss column, we start knowing, okay, like, you are in division, you are out of division.
Yeah.
That's not to say that, like, San Antonio Jolteons is out of playoffs contention yet, because you can sneak into there with 3 wins. I would have to need to analyze the remaining matches to see if that's still possible. But it might just barely be.
Yeah, in theory, at least from like a math perspective, it is possible.
But yeah, it's also possible to go 5-2 and not make playoffs, but that's a very, very specific setup that's hopefully never is going to appear.
Oh, hopefully not. But yeah, is Cody basically guaranteed playoffs at this point? I think he is.
I again, we would have to like run through like all the remaining matches to see if enough people are forced enough losses to make that the case.
Yeah.
But like 4-0 on week 4, you know, like you're sitting pretty.
Yeah.
Like if you're not guaranteed playoffs yet, like just one more win or like keeping your differential tight enough is gonna make it so.
But I think with that, that's all we've got for Skull Division this week. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you want to hear more from me, I'll be helping out with the Magma recap with Spood.
And if you want to hear more from me, you can.
No, go ahead.
You can watch me and Cabral in Aqua Division, and if you hate both of us, go watch Rocket.
Yeah. You should definitely watch the other division recaps as well. A lot of like very interesting matches from all divisions this week, honestly.
Yeah, there's crazy shit abound all over the place. It is like this is like by far the most interesting division, not the division, season. Like all divisions are interesting, and this season has been absolutely all out of whack.
But yeah, with that, thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.